it is work, no matter how glamorous or how fun a job looks like from the outside. But what matters really is that you're passionate, you're obsessed about your work, and that's what I remember from what you talked about with Bryan Mederos. He's a YouTuber who does shoe history videos, and he was talking about how you have to love your craft in order to be successful. So no matter how much burnout you get or how stressed you get from your job, like he was talking about how it's imperative that you're obsessed. There should be a bit of obsession with your craft and with your passion for you to go somewhere, get places with your job. So yeah, that's what I liked about what he said. And you guys also talked about the resistance. I think it's from a book that you referenced, the art of
The War of
the
Arts
war of
by
war,
Steven
not the art of war.
Pressfield.
The war of war.
The Art of War is Sun Tzu. Yes.
Yeah, and you guys were talking about how starting is always the most difficult part of the creative process. And I guess it's true for all creators. Like you have this idea, but it's also the execution that's the most difficult part of creating.
Yeah, that I really enjoyed that conversation with Bryan because I wasn't even expecting him to go down that path
Mhm.
of us talking about. He was asking me about like how I
Mhm.
deal with, the inner voice, I guess, in my head when it comes to being creative. And so I just found that like I really wasn't, Nikki, like at the beginning of that episode, I wasn't anticipating. I think we might have spent like 15 minutes or something. I don't know. We'll have to fact check this and look back at the tape eventually, but it felt like a long time. I was like, in my mind, I remember thinking to myself like, wow, I wasn't expecting to spend this much time talking about like concepts like the resistance and how to fight
Right.
your inner battles with procrastination and getting started because it's really difficult. Like, and as I stated, like prior to doing this, I've done more writing in recent years. Um,
Mhm.
and writing can be such a challenge because like you said before the clip played, like you have this idea, but then the next step is
Mhm.
trying to execute on that idea. And you're constantly having to, like, for lack of better terms, like massage the idea. Like you put it on paper, but then maybe like it doesn't, you thought that was a good idea, and then upon further reevaluation, like, oh, maybe this isn't that good, or maybe it just hasn't struck you
Right.
yet as to how to best communicate and execute that idea creatively.
Right. And it's difficult for creators to have to think of new ideas every time. And just going back to what Martin Wong said, it's a repetitive process. It's an ongoing cycle of creating. So it's something that creators have to deal with on a regular basis, having to deal with that resistance and have to fight that in order to really finish your projects. And I remember Brian was talking about how he has to take a walk, he has to take a nap in the middle of the day in order to be productive. And I think these are things that we really have to take seriously to avoid burnout too, as creators, as people in general who have jobs.
Yeah, that is something that I took a walk today actually and thought of Brian as I was taking a walk, because I remember him saying that, yeah, I go on like a lot of walks, just try as much as possible to go on walks to clear my mind, and it really does, like, you think about it, you know I mean, you think about it, and it may seem like, especially when you're busy, like, oh, I don't have time to walk, but like
Mm-hmm.
setting aside like 10 minutes or something to walk around your wherever you live, whether you live in a house, you walk around your neighborhood, or if you live in
Mm-hmm.
like an apartment building or something, you walk around that neighborhood. I mean, just getting outside
Right.
uh, helps, because you know what, like a lot of times I think with creativity, and you can tell me if you feel this way yourself with in terms of doing creative work, is most of the work is done not in front of the laptop screen, like not in front of the word processor, or actually when you sit down to like write something. A lot of it is done
Right.
like in the moments where you're just capturing ideas, or if you're just like in the shower, or
Right.
going for a walk. Like those are the moments when it's
Mm-hmm.
happening, or even when you're sleeping. Like I can't tell you how many times I've just gone to
Mm-hmm.
sleep, and then the next day, after being challenged with by a certain piece of work that I'm trying to create, like it's all there. It just
Mm-hmm.
comes flowing onto the page.
Right. You never know when inspiration is gonna strike, really. And yeah, but yeah, like what you were saying, it doesn't. You don't really plan when you get these ideas, but another struggle, I guess, for creators is that sometimes these moments of inspiration never come, and you really just have to work on it. You really have to think of an idea like intentionally in order to create a project. But yeah, it's one of the many struggles, I guess, as content creators.
Hey there, thank you so much for watching this excerpt of the Videocraft show presented by Video Husky. If you're a content creator that struggles to organize scripture ideas for your videos, I've got a resource for you. You can get a copy of our free script template. Using it can help you structure your videos and save you hours of time from filming in the process. To get it, all you have to do is just scroll down on this video, find the link in the description, and subscribe to our email list. From there, it'll get delivered straight to your inbox right after you sign up. And by the way, if you're enjoying these videos, can you do us just a quick favor and hit the like button before you go? And if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel too, to stay up to date with all the content that we're creating here on this channel. And finally, be sure to tune into the Videocraft show presented by Video Husky on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever it is that you get your podcasts. We've got links in the description down below. If you want to watch or listen to the full episode, just tap the video right next to me over here, and that'll take you to the entire episode in which this excerpt is from. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.